Well, we'll let you know in a couple days. Either way. Thank you, you too. Yeah, never gonna call you back. I mean, who's gonna watch a dancing competition show? I mean, that is one of the dumbest ideas ever. After a singing show. Okay, let's see what we got next on here. Oh boy, another pitch meeting. Don't tell me Yep, have them all day. Hooray. Oh, okay, Irene, send in the next victim. I mean, picture, please. This will be amusing. Maybe I can just go to sleep. Yes, my name is Peter Zimmerman. Let me just say, I love all the shows on your network, and it's an honor to meet you, sir. Yes, nice to meet you too. Thank you for coming out. So, let's just get down to business here. What was this idea you wanted to pitch? Oh, straight to business, I see. I can deal with that. I love being able to get right to stuff. I don't dilly-dally. Oh, I guess I'm dilly-dallying right now. So, my idea is, I had this great idea for a crime drama, and... Wait a minute. You said a crime drama? That sounds so original. Tell me more about this. What exactly is the whole idea behind this show? Really? Because I had this idea that it was going to be two cop buddies, and every week they'd have another case, and maybe there'd be some interaction with characters, maybe we'd learn a little bit, but the main thing was these two guys solving the case. I'm liking what I'm hearing. Tell me more. Wait, no, forget it. You know what? I'm going to put a call downstairs to our development department. This is greenlit. It is good to go. You get your contract from Irene on the way out, and we start tomorrow. Let's get this whole cast together. This thing's going to blow up. We're going to go for 10 seasons, no, 20 seasons. That sounds great. But what are you still doing here? Get out here. Go make me some more money. This is going to be great. Really? I mean, yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I won't let you down. I'm getting out of here. Yes. Wow, that was a lot easier than people said it would be. If only it was that simple. You know, though, sometimes it does feel like it's that easy. I mean, anybody with a brain knows it's not. But if you look at all the shows on television today, you can basically break them down into three categories. The first one being reality, which covers everything from singing and dancing competitions, surviving shows, prank shows, some of those that I really like. Then you also have the superhero or the comic book genre shows, which, let's be honest, bring them on. I love that stuff. Though I will admit, some are better than others, but of course I'm going to watch it because I love comic book stuff. But the final one is the one that seems to have been around the longest, and that's the crime drama. These types of shows have been around for years and decades. They're the ones that seem to run for like 20 seasons. They are the ones that get all these spin-offs, whether it's CSI or Law and Order. These are the ones that you could almost guarantee are going to get more than one season, though some of them haven't. But the truth is, I don't like those shows. Yeah, I said it. I don't like those types of shows, but I love crime dramas. Wait a minute. That doesn't make sense, though, you're thinking. You just said you don't like these shows, but you just said you like crime dramas. Yes, I do not like Law and Order and CSI. Now, granted, I haven't watched a lot of them because it's just not been for me. But those episodes that I have watched haven't enticed me. For example, Law and Order just goes by way too quickly for me because they catch the bad guy in half the show. Then half the show is about prosecuting the person. And yes, I get it's called Law and Order. But for me, that moves just way too quickly. I like them to stretch out getting the guy. I like it to feel a tiny bit more realistic. And let's be honest, in real life, you don't catch the bad guy necessarily that quick. Sometimes you get lucky. But all these shows just also feel so procedural to me. Every episode's like, okay, so who are we on after today? Oh, a murderer? Great. Oh, a jewel thief? Great. Though,
Of course, all crime is bad. I'm just saying that's the type of shows that you're getting with these specific types of shows. All the procedure, there's no real character work. I just feel like I'm getting totally bored with them. But there are those crime dramas that I love. Specifically, looking at today, Bones, Castle, and Lucifer. So, for Fandom University, this is Reflection. Why certain crime dramas work for me. The primary reason I really enjoy these shows specifically over the other procedural shows is because they're unique. For example, let's look at Castle. Castle is about a writer who goes on a ride along to write novels. Yes, we've had that before, like I said, with Murder, She Wrote. Watch my other video for the comparison between the two. But that's a much more unique story, I believe. Then you've got Bones, which is about an anthropologist helping to solve crimes by just looking at the bones. I don't think that type of show was ever done before. So it's unique. Then you've got Lucifer, about the devil going along and helping catch criminals, which on the outside might be like, why does the devil want to catch bad guys? But it's a great show and it's a very interesting premise. Then one more that I've thought of is The Rookie. Now, The Rookie is different because it is a procedural show, but it's shot differently. It's an interesting way that it's shot, and it tells more of a realistic, this is the day-to-day workings of cops. Sometimes they have boring things that happen to them. Sometimes extraordinary things do happen. But it's told in an interesting way, and we only ever really seem to get the big cases or the big breaks, the big murders with these crime dramas. So that's why The Rookie is another show that's unique and different. Next up, we have the characters and the story. With all these shows, it's not necessarily the murder or the crime that drives the story. While that is at the center of it, it's about these characters, their relationship to each other, how they interact with each other, how they work with each other. Whether that's with Bones, you've got Temperance working with Booth, or how Temperance interacts with the Squints, the other members of her team, how Booth interacts with other FBI members, other members in the lab. It's all there. It's not just about the crime of the week. With Castle, again, it's how they interact with each other. It's how this outsider interacts with a group of people that has become a family and how he melds into that. Lucifer, how does he interact with supposedly the good people when he's the bad one? Or just how does he relate to humanity as a whole? The Rookie so far is just how do rookies interact with each other? How do they interact with their trainers? How do they interact with the public? So that's something that these shows bring that the other procedurals, while they do have that, I don't feel like that's the center of their story. Where with these, it is. These are also characters that you can relate to. Yes, some of them are in no shape or form you. Castle is rich. Now, maybe one or two of you watching this could be filthy rich. I don't know. But most of us aren't that level, so we can't relate to that. We're not cops. We can't relate to how they go out necessarily. And I can guarantee you that none of us are the devil. Though, you might think somebody you know is. But that being said, they've taken these characters, these extraordinary circumstances, and made them relatable. They're characters that we've come to love. They're characters that we care about. Yes, I've even come to care about the devil and Lucifer. And let me just say, he does bring up some very interesting points about evil, about good, about bad. It's great. What I also like a lot more about these shows is that they feel deeper to me than the normal procedure show like CSI or Law and Order. While we do have whatever the crime is for that week, and we do have the investigation, that's not at the forefront of the show. That's not the reason you watch. You watch for the characters. You watch for their interactions. You're there for their story, which also gives us more of a overarching plot line to most of these shows. Now, let me clarify. I do think that maybe there's been some arcs in like NCIS or other CSI shows. I don't know, because I never got into them. But here, you always have that. Now, granted, you will have some filler episodes. Like, for me, there's a filler episode, I think, in Bones that I just do not like, where the whole episode is through the eyes of this skull and the spirit is watching. I just don't like the episode. I feel like it doesn't need to be there. And yes, all these shows will have that type of episode, but that's not the majority of them. And I also think that what contributes to this is also the level of acting. Now, I don't want to take away any actor's ability from any show. Any of those procedure shows, I know actors work hard regardless. But it just feels like with these shows, the actors try harder. It seems like they care more about the characters. They care about where they are. They care about telling a really good story. Like I said, I'm not saying the other ones don't. It just seems more evident in these shows to me. And that definitely is another reason that I kept coming back every week when these shows were on. Or every week now if they're on currently. I think how I feel about these shows can be summed up in one sentence. To me, these shows have more substance. They've got memorable characters that we love. There are characters that if one of them dies, we actually will cry or get upset about it. Characters come in and they have to earn our trust. We fear for the characters in death situations, even if we know they're going to get out of it. There's memorable moments. There's scenes that we cannot wait to see, whether it's two of the leads getting married or a child being born to the leads. Everything about them, we get invested in these characters' lives. To us, they're real. And we just love every week watching them carrying out the next job and how their life is moving. Now, some shows like The Rookie, same deal. We love to watch it because it feels much more realistic than some of these other shows. Yes, Lucifer is extraordinary. It's godly because it's the devil on earth dealing with crimes. And The Rookie is not that. It's normal newcomers to the force learning how to deal with everyday situations. And to be honest, it's made me appreciate what law enforcement has to do and what they have to deal with more often. And all these shows, they're fun and engaging to watch. But there's more meaning and there's a deeper purpose to them than just what we see on top. I hate to say it, but I haven't really seen that in any of the other ones I've watched. Whether it's Law and Order, CSI, NCIS. And then you've got shows that were on years ago, like Murder, She Wrote or Magnum P.I. They got our attention for the exact same reason. We loved Jessica. We loved the humor of Magnum. And that's what I think really contributes to a really good crime drama. At least for me. But what do you think? What type of TV show do you love the most? If you love crime dramas, what types do you love and why? Let me know in the comments below. I really love your thoughts on the shows I've talked about. Are they some of your favorites? Or can you give me a reason why a show like CSI or NCIS is so much better? Like I said, I haven't watched a lot of it. They're just not for me. If you haven't watched any of the shows that I've mentioned, maybe give them a glance. I really liked them. That doesn't mean you will. But I can at least say, I think you'll be entertained for a little while. Until next time, enjoy what you love, read what you love, and let's all work for a better fandom. I'll see you next time.